Michele Morrone defends 365 Days against critics. Fans have had mixed reviews about the film 365 Days. Some love it for its sexy Michele Morrone and Anna Maria Sieklucka, while some hate it with a passion due to its plot, questionable lines, and themes. With that said, it's no wonder the film receives a lot of bad reviews, with the famous singer not being an exception. Don't know what we're talking about? Relax, we'll give you all the details, so hang on. What's so wrong about 365 Days? If you've read reviews online, 365 Days has been compared to 50 Shades of Grey, but with far more graphic bird and bee scenes, and a very questionable plot. 365 Days is a film directed by Barbara Bialowas and Thomas Mendez, based on a novel by Blanka Lipinska. The story revolves around the beautiful Laura, and the ruthless mafia boss with the washboard abs, Massimo. Apparently, he kidnaps her, all because he fell in love with her at first sight. So he intends to keep her for 365 days. And the purpose is to make her fall in love with him, and press the thumbs up button on this video. Wait, a rich man with a pretty face wants me to fall in love with him? There must be some kind of catch to this, right? The catch is, if in the year she won't return her feelings, he will let her go. Oh, that sounds very anticlimactic. I was expecting something along the lines of, I'll eliminate your whole bloodline, or maybe feed your pet poodle to the fishes. But nope, this is what we get. While she's busy producing the hormones of love, in the meantime, he will not touch her precious bod without her consent. Eventually, a game of seduction is born between the two, which becomes more and more passionate, until they add pressing the subscribe button into one of their wet and wild plays. The film's themes of kidnapping and sex acts have definitely sparked controversy on the internet. Taking a peek at how audiences from the internet have responded to the 365 Days films, others said it depicted Stockholm Syndrome, which is pretty obvious. While observers found a lot of audiences who said the film romanticizes kidnapping and forced relationship. Hold up. There's more. Those reviews aside, critics and audiences who've watched the movie say it's awful, with some sites calling it screamingly bad and creepy. As a result, the film has earned a Rotten Tomatoes audience score of 42%. And on IMDb, it's tallied an average rating of 3.8 out of 10. Not even half. If it's bad, why is it famous? We've been wondering about that ourselves and kept asking, why might a movie with so many issues and super controversial plot take the top spot of Netflix's list of most watched movies? Reasons are, for one, it's by far the most sexually explicit film on the streaming giant. Decider even called it the closest thing to porn on Netflix. We can't really blame people for wanting a bit of naughty stuff in the service. Second, some people may be watching the film to see what all the fuss is about, and then abruptly turning it off when they discover it's a terrible movie. Just 1, 2, or a few minutes help with Netflix's algorithm, since they count these little bits of watch time as views. All it takes is 2 minutes of watch time? Simply easy. If only YouTube could do the same. Oh wait, you can help us with that by pressing the bell icon. That's right. And third, 365 Days has greatly benefited from the trend on TikTok, adding to their fame. Through its first months after release, a wave of users posted videos of themselves watching 365 Days sex scenes and doing reaction videos, which are really funny to be honest. Indeed, even if the movie's bad, there's value in going viral. The deal with Duffy. So you thought criticism would end just with us normal audiences? Think again, because a famous face, specifically Duffy, has given her own view of the film, and she's not happy. Duffy reprimands the film for glorifying crimes, and she stands up against the film. You have not noticed how 365 Days has done much harm to those who have endured the pains and horrors that this film glorifies, for entertainment and for money, stresses Duffy. Just when you thought the controversy was over, it was further raised by the said singer, who publicly asked for the film's removal with an open letter addressed to the Netflix CEO, Reed Hastings. The story of the mafia boss Massimo, who kidnaps young Laura and keeps her captive at home to make her fall in love with him, would be a very dangerous story, according to the British artist. The letter says, "I really don't know what to think, say, or do, except contact you and explain in this letter how irresponsible Netflix was to transmit the film in 365 days. I don't like being in this position, but the virtue of my suffering forces me to do it, because of the violent experiences that I endured, similar to what you have chosen to present as adult eroticism. 365 days exalts the brutal reality of sex trafficking, kidnapping, and rape. It shouldn't be an entertainment idea at all, nor should it be marketed in this way. I am writing these words as around 25 million people are currently trafficked worldwide. For anyone who can exclaim, 'It's just a movie,' it's not just a movie, when it helps to distort a widely discussed topic such as sex trafficking and kidnapping, making it erotic." The story behind Duffy. Hearing her stand up against the film makes us think, there must be something that drives her to be so actively against this, right? Yes, there is, and the reason is heartbreaking. The singer knows what she's talking about, since she was also a victim of a terrible episode. In February, she revealed what it had been like when she was abused, drugged, and held captive by her kidnapper for a few days. The trauma was so painful that for several years she remained far from the scenes. Duffy is amazed by the success of the film and said, "I really can't imagine how Netflix can overlook how negligent, insensitive, and dangerous it is." Recently, she has also pushed some young women to ask Michele Morrone, the lead actor of the film, to kidnap them. Michele's defense against criticism. We all have our views about the film, just as much as the actors and actresses in the film do. As expected, Michele defended the film towards the singer's criticism. 365 Days was a very successful book in Poland before it was made into a movie. When an audience watches a film, I think they know what they see on screen is not always real. But my job as an actor is to make it feel real, to make you connect to Massimo even though he's a mob boss, he explained. I trust the audience to know that this movie is a fantasy, he added, affirming that this behavior is completely unacceptable in real life. While Morrone does understand where people are coming from when they criticize the movie, he reflected that we have to be careful not to limit art from being created. And followed, "I wouldn't say we shouldn't allow fictional movies like this to exist, because then what about the films about war, crimes, murders, and yes, celebrated mob movies?" he asked. This film is not meant to minimize the reality of sexual violence in the world. I do not want people to think that this behavior is okay. It is not. I think it's good that the movie is causing people to talk about these issues, so we can create more awareness about them in our society. What's your say in Duffy's criticism and Michele's defense? Comment them down below. Also check out our video, Top 6 List of Movie TV Series Michele Morrone appeared, with summary, and get ready to be entertained. Bye!